Hi guys, just doing a quick 2-minute video just to really help you and I to really try and capture this volatility. Now this morning on the DAX, this is where I'm trying to put much more emphasis on the gap that I've ever done before. And here you can see we almost touched the gap. So if these gaps and the OTR floor are close, and then you get a signal bar, then you can buy a dip. Always try and buy a dip rather than buy the break. Buy the dip and then see if you can get back to the, in this case, the 7 o'clock range, the European Open. 7 o'clock bar is here, and that's exactly what we've done. We've gone right back into that 7 o'clock range. If we now get a fade at 795, 796, we may get a pop up. Now, why am I talking about this market going up when it's been selling so much? Well, I just think we're due a bounce, that's all. No, not a turnaround, just a bounce. The reason why I think we're overdue a bounce is because this weekly chart is a severe gap down. That we're just coming to a lot of support. So I think we at least are going to partially close this gap. I can see as I talk we're at 9.15 already. Okay, so anything into that gap then start shorting again. But one thing, in terms of the bigger picture, the one thing to note is we are not even oversold here. This indicates, this histogram is only just coming under the midline. Had all this selling, and the weekly histogram is only just coming under. So today I will be looking to see if these markets can bounce, and then as we get into the second half of the week, looking for decent sell points. Okay. Try to look at the Dow. Yeah, Trump spoke at 10:30 our time last night and created this bounce. So I was looking for the markets to pick up from here into at least come back to some sort of gap fill last night, and it didn't. I did grab a few pips and took it off because the OTR basically it came off. We had this big push up after the huge gap down, sold off at the 50%, and then had a couple of bounces off the floor. But when we started to try and break above the open range, we did break and then came right back down again. Okay, so looking for a bit of a bounce today, but still looking for shorts much higher up. And as the week unfolds, I'll look at those. Well, in fact, let's look at those now. Let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour because it's such a dramatic move. What I've done here, I've actually alarmed the stochastic high. That's why you got a little arrow here, because it's triggered. So we're bumping into last week's low. In fact, I need to redo that fib, but that's not quite accurate. Oh yes, it is. That's a Sunday. Sorry, this line's in the wrong place. Okay, so I'm sorry, just get my pen. You can see this pink zone. This is the Friday close and the gap. So that would take us into about, well, not about, let me do it accurate. That would take us into 25,390 roughly. Well, the actual specific red area is 25,250. So we could get a 500 pip bounce and still not even close the gap. Alright, so I am looking for some upside today, but obviously need to get a pullback. Let's have a quick look at how I've set my 2-minute fibs up. I've set them to the, well, I can see them really charging up now. Set them to the Friday close, or the Friday gap, and yesterday's low, the very late in the evening low, and you can see already we are looking as if we are more than capable of coming up to 890. Alright, note that yesterday's high just breached that 50. Actually, it was a 50%, just slightly under 50%, because if I've adjusted it for this new overnight low, if you adjusted it for the open, because the Dow obviously was shut for a period because of the overstretched volatility. So if you fibbed it to the Friday gap, you'll see that was just about 50%. Okay, so keep an eye on these 2-minute charts. It's like a dynamic fib to give you extra support from the golden anchor fib. Okay, so just an extra sort of measure. And you can see I've done the same on the DAX, and look at the way the low has picked off these fib levels. So we had, this is the new overnight low from the Trump speech. That's the dip. So we come up, we pull back, we go to the 50% and above. We come back into this low of the inner zone, and then head up. So these are decent moves. These are, you know, significant moves, hundreds of pips. So just watch out for this, and talk to you. Don't forget, markets are open at 1:30, not 2:30. Just a reminder. It takes me ages to get used to it, and then of course we go forward as well. Right, talk to you later. Thanks, bye.